Scientists discover biophotons in the human brain that could hint our consciousness is directly linked to light. Now, you'll see that some of these images that I have here, purposely, I put having to do with God's grace and the time of the Holy Sacrament of Holy Baptism in the Christian Orthodox Church, and you'll see things that our eyes can't see but are picked up by cameras, the frequencies that are picked up by cameras. And this is a girl that has been, she was Catholic and she was baptized into Christian Orthodoxy in the full baptism with immersion 3 times in the holy water. And she is all lit up, emanating with holy light from within her. The people standing around her, this was in Santa Fe, New Mexico, 2004. They didn't see it, they couldn't see it with their eyes, but it came out through the camera. And the camera, there was no motivation for the person taking a picture to change this, because the person taking a picture, there were 3 people there. The woman here with the light, the man in front of the priest, and then there's another short little girl on the left behind them, the priest with the deacon with the gold yellow. But the thing is that the person taking the picture was the short girl's father, who was a Jewish rabbi. So the Jewish rabbi obviously doesn't have any motivation to push, Christian Orthodoxy. I mean, that goes against his religion, doesn't it? But yet God allowed him to take the pictures, and this is, of course, a tremendous gift for us to see that how humans can be infused with God's divine light, which is called divine union with God, which is theosis. That's the actual reason for people to live. I mean, that if you can get that, I mean, this woman, I don't know what this woman is doing now, the one that we see here with the light. She must be a saint. I mean, this is unbelievable. That's an energy of God in her. Anyway, that's why I'm putting these images here, so that you can get the benefit of knowing how special people are. Okay? And you'll see some other videos, some other pictures here with the holy light emanating from the holy chalice during the time of holy liturgy of the Holy Eucharist, for our benefit, as we're talking about. So the brain that could hint our biophotons in the brain hinting to our consciousness directly linked to light. Scientists have found, so this is scientific evidence, scientists have found that the neurons in mammalian brains are capable of producing photons of light, called biophotons. The photons, strangely enough, appear within the visible spectrum. They range from near infrared through violet, or between 200 and 1,300 nanometers. Scientists have an exciting suspicion that our brain's neurons might be able to communicate through light, and they suspect that our brain might have optical communication channels, but they have no idea what could be communicated. Even more exciting, they claim that if there is an optical communication happening, these biophotons our brains produce might be affected by quantum entanglement, meaning there can be a strong link between these photons, our consciousness, and possibly what many cultures and religions refer to as spirit with a capital S. In a couple of experiments, scientists discovered that rat brains can pass just 1 biophoton per neuron a minute, but human brains could convey more than 1 billion biophotons per second. This raises the question, could it be possible that the more light one can produce and communicate between neurons, the more conscious they are? If there's any correlation between biophotons, light, and consciousness, it can have strong implications that there is more to light than we are aware of. Just think of a moment. Many texts and religions dating way back since the dawn of human civilization have reported of saints, ascended beings, and enlightened individuals having shining circles around their heads. From ancient Greece and ancient Rome, the teaching of Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, many other religions, sacred individuals were depicted with shining circles in the form of a circular glow around their heads. Now, look, the thing is this. You may be able to have a saint near you, a living saint, okay? But you may not always be able to see their aura. Because when you are able to see their aura, that means that you are already in what we call have the grace of God. You are in divine union. It's an energy of God that has been given to you as a grace. Because you are at another spiritual level where you can see a person's aura. And that's a gift from God, okay? It doesn't mean that just because someone is next to you and you can't see their aura that they're not a saint. It's just that when you do see a saint with their aura, okay, I'm going to tell you a story of what happened to me. And because, you know, we're living in a world with people around us, and we're not all, okay, we're born very beautiful and pure as little babes, but, you know, we make a lot of mistakes as we go through life. But anyway, I was waiting, we were going to baptize a little baby, and I was waiting for the church, at the church, and I saw a person, you know, 3 people coming towards me, and they all had halos. I saw all of them with halos. It was a young woman, an older man, and an older woman, and they all 3 of them had halos. I was so shocked. I saw all of them with halos. Not just halos, but, you know, the thing is that when you see a person starting to change into uncreated light of God, this is very, very beautiful, a very beautiful blessing. But they start changing from their head, and it goes throughout the whole body up to their toes, okay, down to their toes. Just like we see the picture here with this woman. It started from her head and goes down to the toes. It just doesn't mean that the saint only has a halo around his head, okay? The whole body is full of uncreated light. But I saw the 3 of them, and you know what shocked me at the end, what I found out? That the young woman was had to do certain things to support her son, and these certain things were not very, you know, she was going through a lot of problems in her life, and the man that was with her was the man that was helping her, okay. Anyway, and I have to tell that she converted. She changed her life and she converted. She gave everything up to Christ one Friday afternoon. And the man here that was with her helped her by supporting her. And he told her, don't tell anyone I'm supporting you because I don't even know I'm doing it because nobody would understand me. And that was the elderly man that said this to the young woman. And the elderly woman that was with the man was his wife. And if the wife knew about the younger woman, she would never have spoken to her husband again. But she forgave her husband, and I'm not going to go into the details because they're very specific. But in any event, because of the young woman's conversion, she converted the elder man, who ended up helping her, and the elderly woman was the man's wife, and she forgave him. So which of the 3 is the most of a saint? All 3 of them I saw with halos. And this is God's way of thanking them for their conversion, and also allowing us to see their halos and learn their story, to know how God thanks people for cleansing themselves and changing their lives to withhold his law because they love him so much. And he fills them with such blessings. And we glorify his name by seeing things like this. You can't buy these experiences. These are experiences given to you by God. But anyway, that's what I want to tell you concerning this uncreated light. It has to do with your state of consciousness and your state of life, your life philosophy as well, you know. Okay, that's one thing I wanted to tell you for your benefit, but let's go back to this. It says here, maybe these individuals produce higher levels of biophotons with stronger intensity because of their enlightenment. If there is any correlation between biophotons and consciousness, I believe there is. Because not only there is, but you can touch if you're in that state, you can touch a person, and your positive energy would even have the capacity to heal them because of your great love and empathy. Anyway, going back to this, even the word enlightenment suggests that this higher consciousness has something to do with light. But one of the most exciting implications the discovery that our brains can produce light gives is that maybe our consciousness and spirit are not contained within our bodies, and this implication is completely overlooked by scientists. Quantum entanglement says that two entangled photons react if one of the photons is affected, no matter where the other photon is in the universe, without any delay. Can you imagine? Quantum entanglement says that two entangled photons react if one of the photons is affected, no matter where the other photon is in the universe, so that there's like it's as if they're totally joined immediately. No lack of time. Maybe there's a world that exists within light, it says here, that no matter where you are in the universe, photons can act as portals that enable communication between these two worlds. Maybe our spirit and consciousness communicate with our bodies throughout these biophotons, and the more light we produce, the more we awaken and embody the wholeness of our consciousness. This can explain the phenomenon of why the state of photon is affected simply by consciously observing it, as it is proven in many quantum experiments. The photon is affected by just observing it. Maybe our observation communicates something through our biophotons, and the photon that is being observed, in a similar fashion as quantum entanglement, like light, is just one unified substance that is scattered throughout our universe and affected through each light particle. Of course, nothing of this is even close to being a theory, but asking questions and shooting such metaphysical hypotheses might lead us closer to the truth and understanding of what consciousness is, where it comes from, and what are the mysteries that hide within light. And this is from Life Coach Code, Big Think, and by Ervik's Life Science. It's on Humans Are Free by Alexander Light. And tell me what you think about the uncreated light. That's the goal of man, is to be filled with the uncreated light of God and be, of course, always united to him. And that's it nullifies death. I mean, that's eternal existence. Okay, and of course that's the explanation of a living saint. I'll leave links below for you for this on Humans Are Free. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.